Would you like to make phone calls with AI? In this tutorial, I'm going to explain how you can use voice over IP to receive and make phone calls with an AI agent. To make phone calls, you need to be familiar with two concepts. You need to know what is a softphone, and you need to know what is PBX. So what is a softphone? A softphone is a software-based telephone application that allows you to make and receive calls over the internet using a computer. What is a PBX? PBX stands for Private Branch Exchange. It is the server software where softphones connect to. A PBX is responsible for signaling and setting up the call between two softphones. How does a softphone work with a PBX? The PBX sets up the call and negotiates the audio codec through SIP signaling, while the actual voice audio travels directly between the two softphones without passing through the PBX. To build a solution, follow these steps. Install and configure your PBX. Install Visual Studio, install the Ozeki VoIP SDK, build and run the softphone example. Make a test call and view logs in Asterisk. To create our solution, we are going to use a free open source PBX system. It is called Asterisk. It runs on Windows, Linux, and Macs. In this example, we are going to set it up on Linux. Installation is similar to any other Linux application. After installation, we can create user accounts for the softphones. User accounts in this case are called extensions. Once your PBX is running, you need to install Visual Studio to be able to create the softphone. Visual Studio is a C#.NET software development environment. Visual Studio can be downloaded from the website of Microsoft. I put the download link into the description below. The Visual Studio setup is similar to the installation of any Windows application. After Visual Studio is installed, you need to download Ozeki VoIP SDK. Ozeki VoIP SDK is a software development kit that contains the softphone example. This SDK provides the libraries for SIP signaling. SIP is part of the Voice over IP protocol. Ozeki SDK also offers text-to-speech, speech-to-text, AI, model execution, and all the tools necessary to create an AI phone call assistant. Open the Softphone example solution in Visual Studio and press F5 to build and run the application. Visual Studio will compile the project and launch the Ozeki VoIP SIP SDK demo Softphone window, ready for you to configure SIP accounts and make test calls. To make a test call, you will need two softphones. You will also have to add two SIP accounts in your Asterisk PBX. In our example, we have created extensions 1000 and 1001. To make the test call, you can call extension 1001 from extension 1000. Once the call connects, you will see two entries in the active calls list, confirming that call setup and signaling are working correctly between the softphone application and the Asterisk PBX. To view the signaling log in the Asterisk PBX, you need to connect to the Asterisk console. You can do this by typing *-r in your Linux terminal. After the Asterisk console has started, you can issue the commands SIP show peers and SIP set debug to inspect SIP traffic. You will have to make a call from your softphone to see log events in the Asterisk console. You now have a fully functional softphone development environment and a solid foundation to begin customizing your own VoIP applications. Now we are ready to add AI functionality to the softphone. View the next video to see how it can be done.